James. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I'm Mrs. Best. We have James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Who is
Hey.
Welcome in, James. We encourage everyone to see the link in the description of this video to subscribe to James's channel. I also encourage everyone to see the link in the description to subscribe to some other content creators' channels that I collaborate with often. Also Best, Kiwan, we've been talking a lot about collaborating, Shayna_MCD. Give them all a look-see. They all have good channels. They all do different content. I enjoy what they're doing. Happy holidays to everybody. I totally forgot that. It's like, oh yeah, it's the holidays. I should probably acknowledge that. I'm not a big Christmas person. I'm not a big holiday person. I just like the holidays because everyone's more thankful. That's about it. What's poppin', Dr. Jen? I am happy that you caught another live. I know it's hard to do. What's poppin', Kiwan? This is who we were just speaking about. Give her channel a look-see, subscribe. She recaps scripted shows as well as reality television shows, so tap into that. I know she's doing that show on Hulu with Kim Kardashian. So she is doing the Lord's work, because if you could watch Kim Kardashian.
Kiwan, is that show good? I haven't watched it yet. That's the one with Niecy Nash and Glenn Close, right?
It is. I don't think it's good based on the little bit of it I've seen. Everyone else did okay. The plot is okay too, like the writing. It's just Kim Kardashian can't act, but she's not doing a bad job, if that makes sense. I just feel like people are harder on Kim Kardashian. That's another topic, though. All the reform she's trying to do for Black people, I ain't mad at her.
Me either. Niecy Nash is my favorite comedian, so that's why I always ask. I usually support anything that she does, but this one I was kind of questioning just because of Kim Kardashian being in the way. I feel like it's a brilliant move for her to have Niecy, Glenn Close, all those people. Yeah, I thought that was a brilliant move, but I'm hoping Grotesque comes back because I love that Niecy Nash series. I do.
And Niecy Nash, I just remember her from, was it Reno 911 years ago? I think that was. That's all I remember her from. And that may be showing my own little age, and I'm okay with that.
See, it was Reno 911 for you. It was actually Clean House for me.
Oh, Clean House. I remember that show too.
Yes. She used to read those people for absolute filth, and I was here for it.
Dr. Jen says the lawyer show I can't watch. Great cast except Kim. Sarah Paulson is the worst, but funny and crass. Grotesque is good.
I heard it did not get renewed for a second season, and oh my gosh, my heart is broken.
All the good shows never get renewed. They never do. They just don't. But y'all, we're here to go over the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Wah, wah, wah. It was very boring. I was extremely busy today, and I was kind of pissed off that I took time away from my studies and the things that I have to do as a full-time graduate student to watch Beverly Hills. What in the actual you-know-what was this episode? They could have kept this. All we needed was the last 10 minutes without commercial of the episode. And even then, I'm kind of tired of the same things that we be going through on this show with Doris. She's back to Doris now. Welcome in, Naya. I'm happy that everybody's making it into the chat, y'all. I apologize for doing such a late live, but maybe I need to get back to it because everybody here. Welcome in.
Everybody here. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought nobody was going to be here with us. All the family didn't showed up now. So, hey, y'all.
Right. Thug and cousins. Welcome in. Thug life. Get a tattoo like me. Go ahead. I'm happy to see that. It's hard for me to do lives late, but it's not that late. I'm surprised you East Coast people is awake though. It's 10:25. Y'all awake.
But it is Friday night though. Like,
that's true. I have my champagne. I went to say. Y'all, let's get into this episode titled Bearing It All, season 15, episode 2. Not much happened, as I stated. We start with Bose and Rachel Zoe meeting up. Bose talking about, I hit it off with Rachel. I'm like, Bose, you know how to hit it off with any clear person that's relevant, prevalent, and well-known. All those things. Probably a bunch of synonyms, but still. I mean, Bose worked for Netflix in a very high role for many years. She worked with Pepsi. She revived and saved the company as quiet as it's kept. Bose, though we don't like her and she's a wishy-washy person of color, I cannot deny the things that she's done business-wise or her education, her intelligence, things like that. But I do notice that Bose is a little bit of a pick-me when it's somebody relevant. I feel like Bose studied this show before coming on it to know who to align with. Because why else would you align with Marie? Especially the things that she said. But Bose and Rachel bored me. I'm sorry. Rachel Zoe, I watched her show years ago on Bravo. I used to love it. I did. But that was when we didn't have many options with television. Rachel Zoe, I think, does better in a show or a format that is surrounding her versus what she's giving us now. She pretty much talks about, they talk about Kyle because I guess this is the Housewives of divorced women in Beverly Hills, because none of these bitches can keep a man. None of these bitches had loving marriages. None of these bitches, except for Kyle. I do think Kyle and Mo should get back together, but I digress. None of these women have men. They're all divorced, going through a divorce, separated, or about to file for divorce. So Rachel Zoe has been added to that. And I'm kind of disappointed in Rachel so far because I'm like, girlfriend, you don't have nothing to offer outside of this sad storyline about a man that we used to see on TV that we're no longer seeing on TV. I just don't feel anything about the situation, if that makes sense. Now, Rachel decides to question Kyle, and the reason is because she was a little bothered by the fact that Kyle was discussing Mauricio being seen in photos kissing on other women. And I was like, this is extremely random, Rachel, because you just got here. So why are you bothered at all by Kyle's situation? I get that we all have to see it on TV and stuff, but you just got here. You shouldn't be so invested in Kyle that you want to discuss it with someone that you just met, who's proven on television that they are not to be trusted. I hate this because they're making me defend Kyle. Stop asking about it. If somebody doesn't want to fucking talk about something, let it go, because it's going to come out eventually on this show. And if you guys stop talking about it, Kyle has zero relevance because we don't care to see her daughters. Mo has the agency, so he's not going to be a cast member. We would keep Kathy and kick her to the curb. So I wish they stopped talking about it, but I don't know. The scene bored me. Were you entertained?
No. No, I wasn't, just because we're not getting. Here's the thing. Anytime the topic of conversation is Kyle Richards, we have a serious problem here. That's just how I feel. Anytime the topic is of Kyle, I'm like, are we really that stressed out with topics to talk about? Bose could have talked about Keely. Rachel could have gave more information of her business and why she filed for divorce. Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Maybe we'll learn that later on. But like, they could have did anything else but talk about Kyle and her, whether or not she's going to talk about her being with this lady or not.
That's true. That's true. I mean, take the opportunity to talk about yourselves, but honestly, none of these women, and this has been a recurring problem on Beverly Hills. This is the one show that me and James kind of ping-ponged back and forth on who would cover. I've actually watched it nonstop since season 1. That's how it ended up on my channel. But this show, I think me and James can both agree, has always struggled with being boring. It wasn't after Kim Richards left and the OGs, it just, to me, got a little dry until they brought, honestly, Lisa Rinna, because Eileen was nice. We liked her, but Homegirl was boring as hell. Before we get into it, I have a bunch of comments, so I'm going to go through them. Oh, I love that. Shani's been waiting for us all day. I appreciate that. I've been trying to set lives up ahead of time so that you guys can actually see and know when I go live. And I find that when I set them up ahead of time, I do better with views and participation. So I appreciate you, Shani. That means a lot. Naya, hey, it's Friday. I'm so happy because I can act like I ain't got no job. I don't got to answer no one's phone calls, fix no one's problems that they should be able to fix because they grown. I love Friday. It's the best day. Naya said, Bose is so happy to be accepted by these clear folks. she's probably been around predominantly them. Bose gives me someone who, outside of her immediate family and friends, I don't think she hang out with that many Black people. I just don't. Whenever people feel the need to talk about how down they are, or I'm wearing African designers from Ghana, just wear them. Let us ask. But I digress. Let me see. Bozo is, yeah, I know. She's awful. I haven't watched episode 2, but OMG, was it boring? The whole episode is boring. It was boring. Like, I could get an award for talking this much when there's nothing really to say.
There's nothing to really say, y'all. It was so boring. Like, literally, I fell asleep twice. And I normally don't do that.
Yeah. This is, I don't know. It's not hard. I think another piece of it is the older the housewife, the richer the housewife, the more boring the housewife. It's just a fact. Bring Kim back. I want Kim to stay gone so she can stay sober and heal. Love Kim Richards, but I don't think she needs to be on this show.
No, I think when she goes on reality TV, she feels pressured, and I think that that's what it is. Because every time she comes back on reality TV, she ends up relapsing, and it's like, okay, leave her off of reality TV if that's going to happen. I'd rather her focus on her health.
But I think it's her sister. I don't even want to blame reality TV because she's done other shows outside of Beverly Hills that I've seen her on and been fine. But it seems like whenever she does a show with Kyle specifically, it's a problem. I feel like Kyle's a problem.
Absolutely. We saw that season 1 in that limo scene. I tell you, I never let that go. That's why I stopped watching the show. Was that limo scene. When I tell you, when I saw Kim's face and how Kyle sat her pretentious ass in the back of that limo with that piece of bang and just talking, I was so done. I was done with Kyle after that. There was no redemption for her for me. That was so really crazy
to say. I always wonder how Kyle pulled Mauricio because she's not a looker. I mean, she may be one now after the work.
He wouldn't know that he got cute later. Because I was looking at the pictures of
her though. I'm talking about her, not him. Compared to, like, if I had to pick which one's more of a looker, it would be him. Kyle, I see why she dating the women now. I don't blame her. I just want to say, and I could be wrong, but it was a problem when Garcelle was talking. I just texted this, I think, to James earlier.
You did. Yeah.
Literally, Kiwan, you took the exact same words from my brain and said it. And that is the truth, because Bose had a lot of energy for Kyle and has the most to say and questions about her relationship. But when Garcelle was here asking those questions respectfully and at the appropriate times, y'all made it seem like Garcelle was a problem. But it's okay for you, Bose. Bose, are you that Negro that likes to be the only Negro in the room when you're in a room full of colorless people? Because that's what it's giving.
That's what it's giving. Yeah, that's what it's giving. Like, I didn't like her. She and Erica did a interview on, was it BravoCon? It was one of those things where they were on a panel interview, and Garcelle mentioned that if Erica left Beverly Hills, she would come back. And Bose was like, I have no problem with Garcelle. We would need to have a conversation. And I'm looking at Bose like, why would you need to have a conversation?
About what? Because y'all didn't even interact your whole season. She was explaining to you that the bitch that you was sucking up to and getting close to was not to be trusted. And based on the reviews of this season, as it progresses, hopefully it gets more interesting. It looked like Bose and Dorit have a little small rift. But you are not wrong, Kiwan. You're not wrong at all. Who has a storyline, Dorit?
Nobody.
Nobody has a storyline, and I think a lot of housewives are leaning into I'm filing for divorce. That gives me a storyline, but a divorce is not a storyline. Why? Because you can't really talk about shit till you're done with a divorce, because it could impact the results of your divorce. I honestly wish Bravo would put these hoes on a temporary leave of absence until their divorces are final, because you can't talk about it legally. Half the time we don't see the divorce coming, or we have to inference that it's coming because they don't tell us enough of their business, but they're on TV. I don't know. They drive me crazy. A caller on Kempire went in on Bozo at Uber conference. She worked there. She really didn't interact with Black people. She loves being the only one in the room. I knew it. I could tell. Because I was like, as James just said, why the fuck do you need a conversation with somebody that you have not interacted with and who really didn't do anything to you? You don't. And Bose, you said you didn't do anything to her, so why is a conversation needed? That's what you said to the Black community. I didn't do anything to her. So I don't understand Bose. Kyle snapped and outed her in an unhealthy ass way. Dorit will expose herself towards Bose. Dorit said her only Black friends have been the help. And now she can't afford the help. Look at that.
They're all going to turn on her. It's going to be a matter of time. I give it one more season if they get another season. They're going to turn on her. All of them. They're going to turn on her, and I'm not going to feel sorry for her. I'm actually going to laugh when it happens.
Bose is that person who says she's Black but not Black. I agree with this too. They definitely need a reboot of Beverly Hills. I think they should have done the reboot, honestly, after the situation with Lisa Rinna, Denise Richards. I felt like they needed a reboot at that time. Sometimes I'm sorry to my older people watching, but certain types of older people ain't all got young souls. And Kyle ain't got one. Sutton definitely ain't got one. Rachel talks so slow. I feel like she's always on a weed gummy. And as this next comment says, Bose is trying so hard to be that it girl, and you're not.
I don't know if I
be the
want
only Black person in the room, represent us well with your hair, because it's getting us.
But would they have because my question to you would be if they were to recast with younger girls, like would the aesthetic be that they're rich, or would the aesthetic just be like they're just in like beginning entrepreneurship? Because Hollywood is a little bit different. If we're looking at the aesthetic of them being affluent, wealthy women, as it says in the title.
The thing with Hollywood being different is if we're getting younger women, that means it's time for millennials like me and you and that age group to be on TV. I think baby boomers need to come the fuck off the screen. We have a few of them all here. I don't think aesthetic or any of it needs to be that intricate and deep. I think when people overthink things like that, that's what's ruining these reality shows. And that's the problem with not just Bravo shows, but I think a lot of different networks shows. They just do what they do what's made the money, which is smart, but you also have to pay attention to when what you've been doing is not being received as well. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
They just need to it's like skip a generation, go down and get some millennials, like the new Housewives, which we'll discuss soon. Amanda, I can't remember her name right now. I'm not looking at my notes. She said she was born in 85, which Jennifer Tilly was like, oh my God. We'll get to that. But if you're born in 85, I believe that makes you 40 or 40 something. I can't count.
She's exactly 40.
Yeah, she should be, because that's 7 years older than me. So I'm like, I think 40 is a good age when we think of Housewives back in the day when it started and when they would come on TV. A lot of them were 40. The youngest, I believe, housewife we got years ago was Candy. She came on at like 35 or 36. Candy was young when she came on.
Ashley Darby. Ashley Darby was 28.
That bitch don't count. I'm talking about actual people who we respect and have the potential to pull a husband or be a wife, you know, not forehead. Can you imagine your mouth having to look at the balls of Michael Darby? Absolutely
No.
I just can't. Absolutely
I couldn't. No.
Let me catch the rest of the comments, then we'll move on because there's really not much to discuss. That's why I'm chatty. Not the gummies. Doesn't Rachel just she talks like this?
She just looks like she's always in a panic. Like that's what she looks like. She looks like, you ever see the movie The Panic Room with Jodie Foster? And
y'all, you movie lovers, I just be watching shit.
No, she looked like how Jodie Foster looked in that Panic Room movie with Forrest Whitaker. That's what she gives me every time I look at her. You know how, because the movie's about them breaking into her house and she had like this panic look all the time. That's what Rachel Zoe reminds me of. I'm like, why do you look like somebody finna break into your house? Like, why do you look like that?
She can dress though. I will always.
Yeah, no, I would give it to her. Yeah, that girl could definitely, that wig and that dress, especially what she had on Jennifer Tilly, she was rocking that dress. But she just looked like she's literally about to get robbed every 2 seconds. Like, I'm like, bro, what the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm telling you, it might be. She's laughing at me. I think she's California sober and probably on hella gummies, probably took a little a little micro dose of a shroom or something because it is legal here. She probably she probably was off of something. Bose's wigs and weaves are just
The
fire her
Travis.
hairstyle.
Oh
Shame
Lord
on them.
Jesus.
Kiwa said it feels like they're trying to recreate the Fab Force 5 click. They are. That's all they wanted. And so Garcelle was smart to leave and give them what they wanted. And now they see that they don't have a fucking show. But you know, they'll never admit it. Late Gen Xers, millennials, and a sprinkle of 2 Gen Zs. Oh, you know, this is gonna sound real bad, but that's not the demographic according to my stats on YouTube. Gen Z worries me. They worry me. They do. They do. Whenever I'm training someone at work from Gen Z, why do I have to do this for this long? What the fuck are you at work for if you don't expect to work? Do it. They'll be looking at me like, huh? I've showed you how. I've done one for you. Now it's your turn. Well, how long do I have to? You're at work. Do it until you got to clock out. I don't give a fuck. They always, I don't know how that'll work. Just, I don't know how that'll work. Yeah, they were late 20s. Yes. Housewives back in the day when they came on were a different demographic. Now we're getting women who are coming on TV for the first time, like Karen Huger did later in life, even though she looks great. But it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and that makes for difficult television and interactions. The 50 plus people are snoozing. Go to bed. Sutton needs to go to bed. She looked like if I push her hard enough, she will fall.
That's the movie. That's the movie.
A gummy, it's legal in Maryland. Oh, I forget. You know, I always forget that when I leave California. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's not a.
Oh, speaking of which, someone reminded me, someone was watching our live when we were talking about this exact topic. Someone reminded me in 2017 that I have had a gummy before.
How do you need to be reminded? That shit must
I
have
didn't.
put you on your
I,
ass,
I didn't
friend.
remember. I didn't remember, and they told me what had happened and how I'm still alive today is a blessing from God. From what they said, I did.
If you do any form of an edible, and you are not someone who has smoked or partaked in the devil's lettuce before, I know you was on your ass. My youngest brother went through that. I got a call from the Hayward Fire Department asking me to come to Olive Garden off Hesperian. I said, what the fuck I gotta go to Olive Garden for? They were like, oh, we were giving your number as an emergency contact. He's not feeling safe. My little brother was 15 at the time and had smoked for the first time ever, but he didn't smoke. He ate like a whole brownie and 2 Rice Krispie treats that were infused. I said, oh, motherfucker, I got to take you to Eden. I had to take him to the hospital, but I understood why he called me and not my mama. He's grown now, so I don't think he could get in trouble for that. I don't think my mom watches this channel either, but sorry, Jelani, if you got out, sorry. He'll forgive me. I'm the best sibling. He called me because I am the oldest of all of my siblings. I'm the oldest of 4, and there's a 10-year age difference for us. So he's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. So you call your 25-year-old sister? Now I'm filling out documents and having to explain this. And anyway.
Yeah.
Hot Mess Express, y'all. Don't do gummies unless you're used to it. Take the smallest dose possible, please. And wait 45 minutes to 2 hours because it can take that long. Kyle goes to Maurice's house, y'all. His house is beautiful. Number one, that's a great rental. California, I tell you. But Kyle and Mauricio, I feel like the house that he's renting is where he want to live. And you could tell that he was just agreeing to stuff for Kyle and because they had kids. But he's doing well. He seems okay. There's no bad blood. But Kyle feels like Mauricio moving into this new home that he is leasing. He has not purchased it. She feels like that means that there's less of an opportunity for them to get back together. And I'm like, wait a minute, bitch. Didn't you say you're the one that wanted separation? You're the one that asked Mo to move out. You're the one that told him the marriage was dying. I recapped Buying Beverly Hills, and that man spent a good amount of the season just trying to make it right with her and was very open to it. He actually fought for his family, but Kyle did not want that. And now I think we know why, which we'll get to in a moment. But She makes a comment to him and she's like, "Oh, you're in your hoe era." And he kind of looked at her like he didn't give a fuck at all. Like, yeah, and
Mhm.
like, what do you expect me to do? You left me. So I moved on. And then we know that she was in a relationship with someone, which we learned. So it's like, not only did you leave him, but you got in a relationship with somebody else before the nigga could even fully move out of your house that you shared together. Now you're bothered that he's rented a house and didn't want to live in a little condo. Why should he have to live small while you figure out what you want to do and munch on carpets? Why? I don't understand it. I don't. But the scene pretty much ends with Kyle telling Mauricio about how Dorit feels that Mauricio is to blame for PK's recent behavior, kissing a woman in the press. And Kyle explained how angry Dorit is. And Mauricio is just like, it's so strange. I've only heard one side of the story, but he doesn't seem angry at all. And he doesn't say bad things about her at all. When a woman is fed up and pissed off, she gonna trash you and run you through the mud. It's just the truth. So I understand Dorit for doing that kind of. But I don't understand why this couple who don't have their own shit figured out is discussing another couple that's trying to move, like figure their shit out. What they say, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Yep, that's the same.
Because at the very least, Dorit separated. She saw the signals from PK and she filed for divorce, and I respect her for that. Kyle separated, ain't filed for divorce, hasn't filed for legal separation, hasn't done anything, and is bothered by Mo moving. How do you feel about that? Because Kyle got the audacity of audacity.
I feel like you could see in the scene that he has clearly moved on. You could see that he really ain't trying to come back home. Kyle is full of shit. And is given that you wanted that man to get on his hands and knees literally on TV to come back to you, and he wasn't going to do that. He's like, either you take me back or you don't, because I'm not going to keep fighting for you. Like, I'm just not going to keep doing it if I don't see no result. And I don't blame him for that. I don't blame Mauricio, because at the end of the day, we know Kyle is pretentious as fuck and wants everything to be on her terms. And no one's going to do that for you all the time. No one's going to bend over backwards for you. So I'm happy he's moved on. I'm happy that he got his own life together and ain't really thinking about her. And the fact that she dropping off towels and shit, trying to make it seem like, oh, well, we still are friends and we still, I want him to get back. It's like, girl, move on.
Y'all
Get
got
with that.
very hard to be friends with someone that you were with romantically for a long time. And no shade to any of the good people. Until you've been with somebody for almost 2 decades, I don't think people understand the extra attachment that comes with that. But then in addition to the attachment, the necessary detachment that has to come from that.
Yeah.
If you with somebody for that long, you have to detach. They don't have any children underage but one, and she is in her senior year of high school. There's no reason for Mauricio and Kyle to be interacting like this. I don't know. Kyle, I think she thinks that now her situation that ain't worked out. I think she thinks she could run back to Mo, and it don't work that way, but we're going to come back to it. Erica and Sutton met up, which was weird and fake and irritating. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed a bunch of comments. I'm so sorry. I just realized that. It was his first time. He don't even smoke like that no more. I think that scared him straight. Kyle, you had a whole girlfriend. She was acting funny. I think Kyle, and I was waiting to say this to the next scene where we discuss Kyle a little bit, but I think that Kyle and Morgan was having a friendship, and because she was unhappy in her marriage, that friendship turned into something more. I feel like she only asked for a separation from Mo because that friendship turned to more.
I agree.
And I feel like part of the reason for her breakup with this mysterious person, which we'll get to, I think the person probably expected her to like file or do something, and she has not done that. And yes, she's a hypocrite. Kyle lives in confusion. She stays in ridiculous circumstances due to anxiety. The indecisions will bother the hell out of me.
I don't even think it's anxiety. I think she really didn't think he was going to be happy outside of her. And that's where the problem lies. I think they've always had this issue of separating themselves without physically doing it. And since it physically happened, she was trying to fulfill some fantasy while trying to have him linger in it. and the fact that he didn't linger in it and just decided to live his own separate life. Now she's like, damn, I didn't want him to do that. I want to be able to have him as plan B while I figure out my indiscretions. And when I do figure them out, I can then come back to him and we could just go about our way. Because I really think that Kyle probably thought this was going to be a phase. I really think she thought this was going to be a phase and she was going to have him always in the background. Because
Yeah,
that's
those are
what he
people
did.
who shouldn't get married or be in relationships, but
Mm-hmm.
often end up in the that's selfish as fuck. You don't get to do that to someone. If you say you want to separate, then separate. But you should not say you want to separate just to end up with somebody else. You can't do that. And Kyle knows better is the thing. And it's clear they're team PK. I don't blame them. I've
I
said
don't either.
this from the moment I started recapping this. PK and Dorit are on this show because of Lisa fucking Vanderpump. Everybody on this show tolerated Dorit as the wife of PK. Everybody, from Boy George to Lisa Vanderpump to the cast, people did not fuck with Dorit as much. If y'all go back and rewatch when she was introduced, she was just the wife of PK. She was barely allowed to speak. And I see why. I see why. So I'm not surprised. It was all good when Kyle had the upper hand between her and Mo.
Yep.
I don't think she's ever had the upper hand. I think a lot of women in marriages sometimes don't fully think. Like, if you're in a marriage, neither person should have the upper hand unless it's a situation where there's like clear cut betrayal, like cheating and stuff. If she felt like, which I do think Kyle felt like she had the upper hand, the marriage was doomed. She was so focused, like, why are you bringing this man towels when he said, it's just me? I only need a towel. Then you want to bring him
I
some
mean,
more stuff.
brought him a whole big old bags full of. I'm like, Kyle. To me, it just seemed like she needed a reason to go over there. That's just what it seemed like to me. She wanted a reason to go over there. She wanted to see what was going on. She wanted to be nosy to see if he had boo boo out in the corner over there. That's what she gives me. She gives me one of them ladies that just want to have a reason. I guarantee you the next time she gonna have food. Like, I just want to make sure you had some groceries. I'm telling you, that's gonna be Kyle. She gonna
I
be
feel like
nosy.
Kyle makes food that's pretty but doesn't taste good. I've always wanted to say that, so I'm saying it. Uh, oh Lord, wasn't Dorit on the chopping block? Yep, they didn't know what to do with Dorit, and then COVID happened, and
the
then
her robbery
Garcelle.
happened.
Yep, Garcelle happened, and the robbery happened. And James said it on the live because Dorit absolutely was on the chopping block, but because of some other people leaving the show, she was allowed to stay. But they told her, I remember the contract being leaked, she has to discuss the robbery. And she did it
Yep.
with bullshit, going to a hypnotist when it wasn't the robbery. Your marriage was over, and y'all was probably doing all types of shady shit, trying to get some money in the house. Dorit's never been a great dresser. And I agree with this. Erica coming on here, you could tell Erica grew up around some black people because she knows how to dress and
Mm-hmm.
very good with that.
Absolutely.
His hoes can't use the gifts. I think she did that to see if he would be like, oh yeah, thank you. But he was like, it's just me. I feel like Mauricio still wants Kyle, but I feel like he's slowly realizing like she discovered the coochie and may want to go munch on some carpets, and that's fine.
I agree with that, but then I also feel like he's gonna have a time to live out his wild life because remember he was very young when they got married and he didn't have a wild phase the way most men do before they get married. And I think that that's what he's doing now is giving that wild phase a try. I think they'll get back together. I really do. I see them getting back together. I just don't think it's gonna be right now. I think it's gonna be years. They might even pull a Stacy and Timo where they'll get divorced and then get back together and get remarried. I really do see that.
I've been thinking that just because if you feel the need to tell her, I don't need more, it's just me. That's his way of saying, no, they're not here all the time, but he ain't going to just say that. Mauricio's infantile, let that man live his life. Oh, Lord. Y'all, let me see. But yeah, Erica and Sutton's meeting was bullshit. Sutton's pathetic. She's a pick-me. She's a weak bitch. I don't like her at all anymore. I don't like her. I don't respect anything she's done. None of it. Because how do you go from being so angry at Dorit that you reminded her that your wallet was bigger to, I'm really empathizing with Doris's situation. I'm a nice person. I will give people a shirt off my back, but I'm not that nice.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't think something was wrong. I didn't like when we really pull back the layers of that last season. What's the difference between Dorit calling Sutton an alcoholic and Sutton calling her broke? They're even. Get the fuck
That,
over it.
that wasn't what the point of what I was saying. That's just what I mentioned
No,
from.
I'm just saying for me, like I know that wasn't the point. What you're saying, I'm just kind of added in an ad lib, like saying, like to me, I didn't realize I was wrong when she did that. Like I felt like that's yeah.
No more of that on this channel. I don't like this bitch. I'm not even giving her an inch for last season because that's the whole point and the relevance of it. You had that energy last season, which we agreed with. She had a right to have that energy. But now you're coming back this season and you suddenly have all this empathy. But last season, you were activated and you had a reason to be. And it's like now because Garcelle is gone, you just want to forget that. I don't like Sutton. I don't like it. She's proving to be exactly who Crystal clocked her to be in her first season with the racial comments and things like that. So I'm looking at.
I believe Crystal. I believe Crystal too. I did.
I don't respect not one person. I hated Sutton after that scene with Crystal. And it took like a season for me to warm up to her. And it was only because she was the only one that came for Erica. And then looking back, I was like, Sutton, you've only really done one great thing. And that was come for Erica. Outside of that, she's been kind of a pick-me. She didn't handle lip liquor correctly. She didn't handle 8.5 correctly. I'm sorry, Sutton. I had high hopes for you and I loved you, but I don't anymore. I just can't respect it. So then on top of that, you're out to eat with Erica. Or not
that,
out to
yeah.
eat. If a female threatened me the way Erica did, bitch, we ain't never going nowhere unless it's to the ring to fight. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I will film with you around the group, but I'm not filming with you individually. It's interesting because if Garcelle was still on the show, she would talk to Sutton about that. But Sutton doesn't. You could tell Sutton's the friend who doesn't want to be held accountable at all. She just wants to do dumb shit, impact other people, and then move on. But I got even more annoyed with this just because Erica spent the whole scene talking about Tom Girardi, who was sentenced to 7 years for one of the many crimes that he committed. We are still, let me tell y'all something and how Tom Girardi impacts my life every day. Pacific Gas and Electric. Do you know that after that San Bruno explosion, everyone's rates went up? And his law firm handled pretty much every case related to PG&E because there were multiple explosions, y'all. We had the San Bruno explosion and some other shit happened with PG&E. They were the reason for the campfire that y'all saw all over the news. A lot of our forest fires are not natural causes. It's often due from some crazy motherfucker in LA setting them or PG&E not keeping up with stuff. Like that's literally what happens. And then what do they do? For my 1-bedroom apartment, my PG&E bill is damn near $200. Mind you, we work and hardly here. So it's one of those things where you're like, So it's like, Erica, you talk about victims and there's so many more victims that were impacted outside of the people who lost their lives. That man made a mistake so fucked up that people and PG&E covers pretty much the whole northern half of the state to the Central Valley. You fucked up millions of people's ability to cover a utility, to be able to afford stuff, to where PG&E got an AMP program, which is them literally saying if your bill is high, they will forgive portions of it just by you paying your current one on time because they know how fucked up they have people. Then they got like, people don't understand how deep the stuff that Erica did impacts not just California, but like the world, those poor victims in that other country. Like it's fucked up what Tom did. And while she may not have known about it, it's the attitude she has now that she does know about it. She feels more sorry for Tom. He's gonna die in prison. Just like those people died on the fucking plane and then their families were not paid the settlements because he pocketed it so that you could sing a song and pat your pussy on stage with no talent. No, we don't feel sorry for Tom. We don't feel sorry for you. Don't give a fuck. That's like saying I feel sorry for a child molester going to jail for touching on kids. Like, no, Erica. So I I don't like it. All I'll say is at least Erica admitted at the end of the scene that she's probably going to be dealing with lawsuits for probably the rest of her adult life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she will.
That's
And
why
I'm
he entered the divorce, because he knew that man was old. He knew he would play this game. And so they said, oh, you're not allowed to divorce. And now, because he probably will die in prison, but he's got 7 years. He's 86, but there's hundreds of lawsuits left.
Yep.
They're going to get Erica.
They're gonna get her. Yeah, that's what I said. They're not letting her out that marriage. They're not. There's no judge in California that I really believe, in my honest opinion, this is allegedly, this is not nothing to fact, but in my honest opinion, I don't think there's a judge in California that's gonna let her out of that divorce. Or let her out that marriage.
Also understand he impacted the careers of several lawyers and attorneys to where some people had lost their ability to practice with the bar in California. California also has the hardest bar test of any state. Yep. So him impacting it, that it's a big deal. Now Erica may not go to jail, but she definitely gonna have some wage garnishments.
I do, and I'm gonna say this. I think she should go visit him. I do. I think she should go visit him because at the end of the day, it was fine when you was in that marriage and benefiting from it. Don't back out now. Don't wuss out now. No, go visit your husband and say your final goodbyes and sentiments. And send him a good package every now and then. Go visit your husband.
I'll go visit.
Go visit your husband. Like, no, that pissed me off when she said that. Like when Sutton asked her, are you gonna at least say goodbye? And she goes, I don't know. And I'm like, no, go say goodbye to your husband. No, because you were fine with it when you was getting that money and he was paying for everything. Yeah. No, go visit your husband. Yes. Go give your husband a big old hug and a kiss on the forehead and say, baby, I'm going to miss you. Go ahead.
You may as well.
Yeah,
you may as well have never even left him, because if you was going to leave him with this nasty attitude, you may as well stay.
You may as well have stayed with him. You just as bad saying you didn't know shit about it and all this. You might as well have stood by him and say he didn't do it. I'm standing by my husband. Go visit your husband, Erica. Go visit him.
Please.
I want you to.
Please. And can we please cycle her onto one of the Black Housewives shows so she can understand and be properly read for Phil? Because none of these women are strong enough to come for Erica. And the one that was left.
Yep.
The one that was left. So I don't know. I don't like the situation. Prayers to everyone who knows someone that was impacted negatively by Tom Girardi. The shit runs deep. And shame on you, Bravo, for saying that Jen Shaw can't come back. But we got actual ongoing lawsuits, victims, people struggling harder than they have to during inflation because of this man. And you put this white bitch on my fucking TV screen and think that she's interesting enough to carry the show when we've talked about everything but the show for 42 minutes damn near, because there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I can't. Her attitude stank. She doesn't have talent. She's never sang without the record playing louder than her. And her dancing ain't all of that either. It's a couple steps. We could all learn it. She's a TikTok dancer. She had the nerve to flat out say, I don't give a fuck about anyone but me. Exactly. She will never live down that comment.
Nope.
And now you want to mention the victims. Erica and Dr. Jen, this is why nobody hiring you no more. How anyone stands her, I'll never understand. The same way people supporting TRUMP after he came out in photos and said grab her by the coochie and all these other stuff. So, you know, Americans are just proving to the world how dumb we are. She's a pill popper. She definitely is. I think she was off the Percocets. Percocets. I do. Dorit has a talk with her mama and her daddy. Blah, 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 blah. She tells this fake sad story about her son crying for Dorit's dad. Okay. Isn't he 11? Why the fuck are you crying because you want to see a parent or a grandparent? When I was 11 and I wanted to see my grandmother, I'd be like, I want to see my Nana. Can I go to her house? I wasn't throwing a fit. You could tell that Dorit is raising some emotionally fragile kids. Now, there's divorce impacting a kid, but then there's also parents that shield their kids too much. And based on the discussion of her not wanting to tell the kids she's getting a divorce, honestly, she's probably doing more damage to the kids mentally, coming from a 12 professional, than PK, because not much has changed. PK was always gone. And we never really saw PK interact with the kids too much when he was on the show. So I'm like, Dorit, what are you talking about and crying? I'm like, and then Dorit was like, I felt so bad for my baby boy. This whole episode, this bitch was crying with no tears. Eyes didn't turn red. Mascara didn't smudge. You didn't see that line coming through the contour and foundation. She wasn't upset. I think Dorit is obviously going through something because she's getting a divorce, but I think she's trying to trash PK for her case. Because the worse he looks, the more she gets or gets away from having to pay back. So that's all I really have to say about Dorit. I think it shows the privilege this bitch has. Why are you complaining? PK hasn't given me any money. You're going through a divorce. He don't owe you that right no more, bitch. You not his wife. He don't have to give you money. And you have kids, yes, but that's why you filed for full custody. So once you go through court, then they'll start making him give you some money. But you haven't gotten there yet. So you crying about a man that you left not giving you money, I don't care. I genuinely cannot care. I don't know what the fuck Dorit was expecting. How do you feel about Dorit? James, it sounds like your microphone is knocking on something. There it goes.
Hold on. Is it better now?
For now.
Okay. I didn't understand the scene. I didn't understand what she was saying. I didn't understand what she was like when she was explaining to her parents. It seemed like she wanted a sympathy vote for saying her kid is traumatized by her and PK splitting up. That's what it sounded like to me. And I'm just like, I'm not buying that. Sorry.
Stop using your kids as a storyline, Dorit, if you get uncomfortable when the women ask you why you haven't told your kid that you're getting a divorce. Please. Please, Dorit. She is long-winded. She is.
It was annoying. It was annoying just sitting here, just watch her cry these white woman tears, talking about if something comes to the house, I don't know if he's paid for it or if I'm supposed to pay for it. It's like, oh my fucking God. Lady.
What happened to your PTSD and the need for a hypnotist? Because people don't just get over things like that fast. Stop playing with us. Bravo should have gotten rid of Dorit. I don't care. Of course her accent is MIA.
She with her parents. She with the real deal. You don't think our parents would have called that shit out on TV?
Yeah, she's done this for years with her parents. Dorita's always been a pick-me, and I don't feel sorry for a bitch that gold digged to get her husband. If you got your husband, dating him naturally, and you actually were attracted to him and were like, ooh, who's that across the room? Fine. But when you get with your husband because of his name, his businesses, and what he has, I don't feel sorry for you. It's unfortunate for the kids, but them babies will be okay. Because I do believe that Dorit, the way she babies her oldest, I'm pretty sure that she's the mom that will always be there for her kids. And I'll give her that. But I can't with these people. I just cannot. Kyle took Alexia to register for her wedding registry. I don't care about this. This is the scene where we were introduced to Amanda, who is, I believe she's going to be someone added to the cast. She is a friend of Kyle's. She purchased the Bel Air home that Kyle and Mauricio lived in seasons 1 to 4, I believe. That's about it. I just felt like, okay, Bravo, you see that no one likes Kyle. You see that Kyle was having a hard time, so you let her bring a little friend on the show. I don't have anything bad to say about Amanda yet, but that's my comment. Maybe James has more to say.
I felt she was interesting. I did see, I did like her, guidelines to manifestations. I did read chapter 1 of her book. Interesting person. Interesting. I wonder how she'll fit in. I do, because she just seems.
How did you feel about her based on what you saw on the show? Not the book or any of that. Just what you saw on the show.
Oh, because that's what she said in her introduction. So that's why I was like, oh.
No fucking book. no shade. All these housewives, Teresa got a cookbook. Manzo's written a book. Monica's writing a book. You have all these people writing books who honestly, I just want her to show herself because I do feel like Amanda's likable and interesting, but I need more.
Yeah, I need more. That's what I said. I only can go based on what they said. That's all she mentioned. She mentioned how she met her husband. She didn't say what the situation like. Was he married before? Because wait, we ain't got there yet.
I don't know. I don't even think I'll go there. So if you want to talk about it, you can because I didn't see.
Yeah, well, I need more. I know we're probably gonna get more because we only got an introduction to her, but I need to know more of the husband story or the fiance. She ain't married to him yet. She married 10-10-26. So I need to know more of that story.
Why?
Because I want she the mistress.
Why? I didn't get that vibe at all.
You didn't get that vibe?
No. I'd like to know why though, so I can understand.
I don't know yet. That's why I'm saying that's what I said. It just sounds like she is.
What did you say that alluded to you thinking that she could be?
I'm raising his kids, and like it was just things that it was just her vibe that I got. I don't know if there's something that she said specifically. It was just a vibe that I got from her. I just did. It's like,
I don't know. I think sometimes you tend to jump with the thought. I feel like her saying that was more, it seemed like a dig toward the wife. But again, like you said, I guess we have to know more about her.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and it's unfortunate because you could have cut out Bose's scene. You could have cut out Dorit talking to her parents. You could have cut out Kyle, anything with Kyle. You could have cut out so much to introduce her. I feel like some of the new housewives don't get properly introduced, and that's annoying.
They don't. And so we have to kind of read in between. That's what I said. I had to read in between the lines because when she was talking about the kids thing and she had to go over herself to explain it further, it was kind of like, okay, wait, why are we doing this? I would have just said I have 4 kids. Yes, I birthed 4 children. Now what? Like I would have did it that way. I would because seem like she was trying to step over something. That's why I was like, okay, I don't know what to make of her.
A certain demographic of people like are weird adjusting to the idea of blended families. I don't know why. Like some people are like extra judgmental towards others that way and then assume that others will be that way towards them. And I feel like maybe that's why she had that word.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know her. So that's why I said maybe, but I'm just saying
more.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Kyle, we met the girl. Alexia, congratulations on your wedding. I actually really like Alexia after watching by Beverly Hills, but she sounds too much like Kyle, and I'm sorry, I just don't care to see her wedding. I'm not going to discuss the scene with Bose and her daughter. It was boring. It was unnecessary. It was also very sweet. Do you have anything you want to discuss with Bose and her daughter?
Bose, you know you can't do no hair. Leave that girl hair alone. Because I was getting frustrated with her pressing that little piece of hair, and I'm just like, stop. Because you know you don't do this on a regular basis. Stop it. That's all I'm going to say.
Bose, I agree. That's all. I was looking at it, I was like, I'm going to let it go. Because the way Bose's hair looks, I can't expect her to know what she's doing, but all right. Jennifer Tilly has her version of a sip and paint. She called it a sip and draw. Same thing, sip and draw, sip and paint, whatever the fuck. The whole cast shows up, including Amanda. Amanda comes in, and you could tell the ladies kind of shifted their energy when she came in, but she was polite and introduced herself to everybody. Jennifer Tilly, we learned that because she was like, Amanda, you look like the Chanel girls in 1985. She's like, that's when I was born. Jennifer Tilly was like, oh. Jennifer, why is this such a big deal that this girl is younger? You could look at her and tell that she's younger than all of you.
Right. I mean, granted, she does look like Candace Cameron, but still, it's like, come on.
She does. From Full House.
Yeah, she looks exactly like Candace Cameron. I wrote that in my notes, and I meant to say it at the beginning. So when I looked at my notes again, I was like, "Oh, she does." I said, "She's like Candace Cameron." She does. She looks exactly like Candace Cameron.
Just like her, especially with that short haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Lord help us. But nothing really happened. Jennifer Tilly had a bunch of naked men that all looked like they were gay. And ain't nothing wrong with being gay. But if you have a bunch of heterosexual women and Kyle sitting at an event and you bring in somebody to paint, I've been to sip and paints. I have. I've been to sip and paints where they pulled out some men naked. These men all looked like they like men. That I don't want, like the one that was arching his back like he was bent over, ready to take a back shot. What was that about? How is that? No, absolutely not.
This would have been one of the events where I wouldn't have participated, and I probably would have been in the kitchen eating.
Jennifer Tilly looked like she wasn't having that shit. It looked like Jennifer Tilly was not letting them go to the bathroom without an escort. She said, "Not up at my shit." Because did you see how Jennifer was getting at the people? Did we do that? Are we serving dessert? I was like, oh.
What was crazy is that behind the scenes, that's not even her actual house. That's the party house. So it was like they ain't even in your actual house. So yeah, she did look like that. Like she was policing.
If she owned it.
No, I know it's her house, but what I'm saying, like her personal quarters is what I'm saying.
Child, it don't matter. If you own it, like if I get rich like her, and I think that's why Tilly's money has lasted, not just obviously because of the great residuals, but it don't matter if that's my regular house, my party house, where I live. If I own it, you gonna fucking respect it, and I'm not letting nobody loose in this bitch. You can tell it's a party house, but not for these heifers. I don't like people in my house. I'm that way. Like only people who I'd let James in my house, and probably that's it. I don't like
if it's my extra house, as long as y'all don't steal nothing, I'm okay with y'all roaming because ain't none of my personal shit in there.
Girardi on this cab.
Oh yeah, she was eyeing.
Separate from Tom Girardi, Erica's being accused of stealing from old designers and all types of stuff, allegedly.
Oh yeah, because she was eyeing Jennifer Tilly shit last season. Like she had her eye on every fucking thing. She said
anything nice. I'm trying to tell you, that's the person I never trust her alone in my house. I wouldn't want her in it. She had to sit on the front yard. You can't even come in the backyard. Like I can't. I cannot with Erica. Something about her gives me, if she didn't meet a rich man, she'd be one of them shady clear women.
This is what I need to become a billionaire so I can give Mrs. Best her cut, so I can see her on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills telling Erica, no, she can't come in my house. She got to stay on the front porch.
There's not enough money in the world. He said, James, you ain't shit. I'm rich now, friend. Here's this check. But I need you to provide me entertainment by reading these bitches. Like in real life, though, we talk shit on the internet. In real life, when people behave this way, I just look at them.
Y'all, when I tell y'all this is so rare for her to be like this, she does not do this. Like when I tell y'all in like actual like real time, if she and I were together, like and we saw somebody doing the absolute most, she would just go, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
What's that episode of The Proud Family from Disney when they was talking about when they saw their own self on the news and they was like, oh, look at these Christmas lights, just trifling. That's me. I'm gonna talk shit quietly in private.
Yeah, like you would never know. Like when I tell you, it's the funniest shit, but it's like, but she really is not like this, y'all. Like I'm like this. I'm like this outside of this like who I am right now. I'm like this outside of life too. Like I will read you for filth. I don't care. It is what it is. Don't let me come into $1 billion because I promise you, I'm living right next door to Jennifer Tilly, and I'm knocking on the door.
I read people when necessary, but I have this rule, and people have told me I'm kind of bitchy and condescending for saying it. If I sense that you're less intelligent than me, I don't give a fuck what you're doing unless you physically assault me. I have nothing to say to you. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to see you. I'm wrong, you right, whatever it is. Because in my brain, you a dumbass. That's how I work. But if you come for my husband, that'd be the one time I will, he knows. I'm not rap tight, y'all. Jennifer Tilly offers drinks to the group. And Amanda asked for a mocktail, which I did not mind. I see nothing wrong with that. And she was booed by Erica. Bitch, I just met you. Why are you worried about what's in my cup? Ooh, I sound like Lil Wayne, but it's the fact. Why are you worried about what's in her cup? If she wants a mocktail, she wants a mocktail. I actually hate that and feel like people need to be held more accountable for that or punished or something. You don't get the right to question why somebody is putting something into their body. Period. You just don't. If it's not your body and it's not your child's body, mind your business. Please do.
Right. This is what I'm gonna say. Candace, Cameron, Amanda. When someone, this is how you get them together. You supposed to lean your head up and say, Erica, what you say, baby? And then when she repeats herself, like, mind your business, mind the business that pays you. Or at least it was supposed to.
I was Amanda. She needs to learn dry shade. Because I always
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm sorry you're bothered, by me not drinking, but I don't want to argue with my elders since they want to comment on her age. Because I don't think older people realize y'all can age shame younger people as well. And Jennifer Tilly was rude as fuck to make the comment. She did it in a funny way, and I know she didn't mean it to be, but that's actually rude and distasteful. So, oh my God. Like, what does her age have to do with anything?
That's what I'm
Finally,
saying.
a sober woman instead of a sloppy drunk. Erica, Phil, Pop, and Gerard. You know what? I agree with this. I think a sober housewife could be good, but it can also be bad because they can be like Candy and bore the fuck out of us.
It could be because she just had a baby, so it could be she breastfeeding.
It doesn't matter what it
Yeah,
is.
it could be it could be a real reason why she's not drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be like, yeah, I'd have got Erica ass though.
Some people don't care to drink, and that's okay. Some people don't smoke. I smoke. I smoked at James's house. I know he doesn't smoke. Didn't even offer it to him. If you know somebody don't do something, then respect that. Don't question it. That's weird.
Or even if you don't know that someone does something, like, it's
Don't
weird for you
question
to question it because you don't know that lady, first off. And then second off, everybody's not like you to just live for the free alcohol and free caviar. So it's like,
I don't even think Erica likes caviar because if you peep, and I pay attention to weird things like this because I'm an overly analytical Gemini. Whenever Erica's eating caviar and Dorit too, they both make the stankest faces and there's minimal shoes, which lets me know you just swallowing it whole or something. Like, I don't think they like it like that, but I feel like they eat it because they're on TV. But they discuss these divorces again. Kyle comes up. Again, as Kiwan said, Bose and all the women are doing what Garcelle did last season. And now they have no problem with it. And they're doing what Garcelle did. But they're not doing it well. Because now we're just pissed off at how y'all treated Garcelle and are just like, okay, so y'all on TV boring us and trying to do exactly what you were complaining about. So please stop. And this is where the melodramatic bullshit of the episode comes. And the only, I guess you could call it, interesting thing. Dorit tells everybody that PK has blocked Jagger from being able to go to Florida to see his grandparents, which is a lie. Because as she continues to tell the story to the ladies and is crying, talking about she's heartbroken, even though she had not one tear coming out of her eye or down her cheek. I don't understand what maybe you're heartbroken over your divorce. I get that part, but I just didn't believe the story because they have some sort of agreement that's not permanent. That's usually how it goes when you get a divorce in California. And he has a right still to legal decisions and physical decisions with his kid. And it looks like Kyle tried to help, and Kyle trying to help actually helped us understand. So Kyle suggests that Dorit meet PK in the middle. And what Kyle suggested was that maybe the boy can still go with his grandparents and PK can meet him there so that he's able to see it. And Dorit turns around to Kyle and snaps out, you just got to get it. And he's doing this to hurt me. And everybody around the table literally says the exact same thing that Kyle said. And then Dorit accepts it. Dorit is mad at Kyle. She's not going to get over it. because Dorit kissed Kyle's ass for years to the detriment of her almost being put off of this show because people were so sick of her. I don't think Dorit and Kyle's friendship was ever real. I think it might have been real to Dorit, but I don't think Kyle ever took Dorit seriously. I think she has her core people. Her best friend is that lady who's shady, Faye Resnick. That's Kyle's friend. Like, I don't think Kyle's real friends are on this show. I don't think we'll ever see her real friends on this show. And that's okay. But I don't think Dorit got the message. So it seems like she's just ongoingly salty. But I didn't like that Dorit snapped at Kyle. I don't like people like that. I don't give a fuck what you're going through. It doesn't ever give you the right to mistreat other people or to snap at people. It doesn't. I don't give a fuck if your father, your mother, your whole family passed away. I don't care if you was hit by a bus, somebody rolled over your foot, and you went through God knows what, and you lost all your money. It doesn't give you the right to make other people miserable. It just won't. So I feel like Dorit is going to pick at Kyle in a way this season that's inauthentic, one, because I think she's only doing it because it's a storyline and the audience received her well. But I don't know. I didn't like that she snapped at her. Like, just because you don't like the messenger doesn't give you the right to do that. Also, you came up in here crying and heartbroken, talking about your son was blocked from seeing his grandfather, when that is not the case at all. You lying, manipulative, clear, colorless bitch. You are everything that we worry about with y'all. And that is the absolute truth, because she told a bull-faced lie. You said the child was blocked, but the child was not blocked. It looks like a solution was already proposed. The ladies were like, why can't he just meet them there? And essentially, that's what was decided. PK says it can happen, but he wants to be there so that he can go and see his kid. Dorit's like, but the kids don't want it. He's a fucking 11-year-old. No shade. What they don't doesn't matter the most. That's what I was told at 11. And you determine what they need. And he needs to know his father, regardless on how Dorit feels. And I agree with the advice the ladies gave. Let PK fail. He's 11. Kids are smart. They understand what's going on. Agree, give in, as they said, call PK's bluff and see if he shows up.
And if he does, give up the fight, because at the end of the day, those are still his kids. The problem with Dorit is Dorit wants to be able to control the narrative. That's all this shit is that she wants to control the narrative. She wants to control what happens, so that way she feels comfortable with whatever goes on. Because if PK randomly goes to Florida and she sends her kids for her, she has no control because she's all the way in Beverly Hills. So that's why she's upset. It has nothing to do with the fact that she feels he was blocked. It just has to do, she has no control if PK goes to Florida with the kids, because he has overall say so, regardless if they go to them grandparents' house or not.
If the kid is being sent to Florida with the grandparents and PK is willing to stay at a hotel near the grandparents, and your child was crying so bad for his grandparent, and you were just telling us in the scene before how important it is for him to be with his granddad, then why would you, Dorit, do what you're accusing PK of and block it? It looks like you're thinking about yourself instead of your kids, you fugly bitch. I don't understand why she does this. I don't respect moms like this. You can think you're the best mom in the world, but if you have a child and their father is alive, you owe it to your child, not your bitter self, to at the very least allow that father to fail and disappoint that child. Because sometimes that's what kids need to see. It sounds messed up and it could hurt them, but the court gonna decide what happens, Dorit, and all PK got to do is subpoena this shit and see how you downing the kids publicly and potentially around and to them. Like, it's stupid, and your kids are safe with your parents, as you said. So what's the problem? She did all that crying and wasted our time for what?
Once again, there was some bullshit, and it's just her wanting to be in control of everything. And that's been the problem, because she probably had no control in that marriage. So now that she's not in the marriage anymore, she now wants to control the narrative. It's very childish and very stupid. At the end of the day, the kids are going to be okay. And if PK decides to bring his ass to Florida, they're still going to be okay, because your parents are not going to let anything happen to. And I don't think PK is an endanger to his children the way you're making it seem.
PK is sober. BK has a job outside of TV if this show goes away. What do you have to read? Because Beverly Beach is gone. Homeless Not Toothless is a scam, and you fixing to get sued allegedly in the state of California. And what do you like? This is why it's important. If you go on a reality television platform, your number one focus outside of the show should be establishing yourself to be okay without the show. And it should be that way from the moment you join to the moment you leave. That's just my opinion. Otherwise, you'll end up on YouTube like Kenya Moore dressed up in an empty salon talking about some shit that you can't be a part of. And you don't want that. It's the truth.
I can't. I cannot. That
It's
almost
the truth.
girl almost fell out of this chair. Stop.
It's true. Ashley Darby, Kenya, a couple of them. It's true. It seems like shade, but there's lots of sun. It's the absolute truth. Set yourself up because these reality TV checks ain't gonna be around forever. Kim Zolciak is the best excuse and example. Terrible. But then again, she was okay and gambled it all away. So I digress. But later on, the last thing we see is Erica going to Kyle's house. Kyle is tired of people asking her about her dating life and ask Erica a bunch of questions. That annoyed me because she's like, Erica, what if the person that you were in a relationship and cared about deeply wasn't okay with this group? But she's asking all these questions just to basically let us know that her and Morgan broke up. Ain't nobody stupid, Kyle. We wasn't born. We was not born last night, Kyle. Please stop. So it sounds like Kyle and Morgan broke up because Morgan doesn't want any part of the group, the tabloids, the press. I don't feel sorry for it. I stand in my opinion. I don't know if Shayna's here, but I stand in my opinion. People make dumb decisions dating and then feel sorry for themselves and or complain. And I'm just like, Kyle, you're the example of this. You're the absolute biggest example of this. You should have waited till you settled your shit before getting with someone so soon when you've been with the same person for 30 years. Like, it's not even about who she dated, her husband, or any of that. When you're with someone for so long, I do think it's important to learn yourself independently because who you are independently can be different from who you are when you've been attached to someone for so long. Don't feel like Kyle did that. I also don't feel like Kyle should talk about the shit on camera at all if you're not going to say a name and all of these things about this person. I don't feel bad for Kyle at all. It's giving. You got feelings for some coochie for the first time. And it was probably because your husband was away more often while he's building the agency. And now that didn't work out. So now you got to go back to your marriage. I think her and Mauricio were going through stuff. I do. And I've always thought that because there's always been rumors and stuff. But I feel like Kyle would have been better off and well-liked if she would have talked about the things she went through as she went through them. It just would have come off a little bit better. Kyle also, I don't know. Kyle and Dorit are so similar, and that's probably why they can't get along right now because Mauricio doesn't owe you anything anymore. He just doesn't. So I don't think Kyle, I think she knows what she wants, but I think her pride and ego are stopping her from just admitting to us and Mauricio like that she wants to get back with him because I think she knows that he's moving on. But I don't know. I don't want to keep talking about Kyle and Mauricio for the whole season, and I feel like we're going to have to. How did you feel about her talk with Erica?
I feel like it was a crock of shit. I feel that, in my honest opinion, Morgan is a grown ass woman who signed on to be on TV with you, regardless of what it looks like or what it was. I don't have empathy or sympathy or any other emotion when a person voluntarily brings themselves on TV and then you parade them like and dangle them in front of us like it's a new pair of earrings, all to show your husband something that you shouldn't have been showing him in the first place. So no, I don't feel bad for neither one of them. I don't feel bad because at the end of the day, if she ended the shit because the shit got too hot, that's not anyone's fault but hers and yours. Because one, you shouldn't have paraded her around. And then two, she shouldn't have brought her ass on the show if she was worried about how this was going to look. What the fuck else did you think was going to happen? We now have a name to a face.
That's why
Hello.
Mauricio was annoyed too with the tattoos and stuff when he was trying to talk to Kyle before they separated. Kyle is trying to hide from us. I actually think she probably saw a crazy DM or something because Mauricio's always in cheating allegations. I feel like she probably tried to cheat back and just did a terrible job at it. That's what it's giving, because it's clear that you and this lady was doing more. Nobody just gets a tattoo, something they've never done, something that's permanent on their body because they have a friend with tattoos, as if Kyle hasn't had this before. No one just randomly decides to do something like that to where her husband's even looking at her like, huh? Because you know that's not some stuff that they've ever like talked about, or maybe it's something that they're not okay with based on religion and things like that. Whatever the reason, Kyle.
No, I definitely agree with you. I think it was get back. I think Morgan was get back for Maurice, but at the same time, as I said, Kyle doing this whole sympathy, talking about, she didn't want to be a part of this. She didn't want to do this. Well, she shouldn't have signed on to do the fucking show.
And also, come at me like that if you're dating like someone like who Bose is dating, who's like a businessman, has his stuff together, but isn't like relevant in terms of the public eye. You went and got a country music star, and now you expect us to say she's uncomfortable with the group in the show. The lady is literally in front of hundreds of thousands of people constantly performing and interviewing and stuff like that. So what's a little show that she would probably hardly film on? It's Kyle's getting everything she deserves. I don't feel sorry for her. This is why you don't always cheat back. You leave or you figure it out.
No, I think what it is, and I'm thinking about it now. I think what it is Morgan probably got flack because she was with a married woman.
Of course.
That's probably why that's probably what it is.
Conservative ass country music fans.
Yes.
Of course, absolutely. And then she also, no shade, dating somebody from liberal ass California, which isn't always liked depending on the demographic of person you are with. So
True. Yeah.
And we know some people in other states can't stand Californians. And I'm here to say for all of us, we could give a flying fuck. It's fine. It's all right. But that's all that happened this episode. We talked for much longer than I expected to. I thought we'd be gone in 25 minutes, but that's because we talked about stuff outside of the episode. Thus far, Beverly Hills is a snooze fest, but I am getting views, so I'm going to continue recapping this show. But if it gets to a point where it's too boring, I might start recapping it like every other episode, because I'm not going to sit through and do episodes like this every episode. It is a waste of all of our time, honestly. But
right.
Hopefully it's interesting. The next live I'll have on this channel will be on Monday for my channel for 90-Day Fiancés Before the 90 Days. Mary Cosby's documentary will be covering. Love During Lockup will be back as well in January. So we're doing a lot. Housewives of Rhode Island. I'll be covering that once it comes on television. I'm not going to do Roni, y'all. I'm not interested at all. If Jane wants to do it, I'll join you, but I'm not. I've never been able to, like, I loved Housewives of New York when like Jill Zarin and the Countess was a countess and not a drunk, and
I only saw the one season where the lady pulled off her leg. That's the only time I've ever watched it. Other than that, I have not seen anything else of those ladies.
Yeah. I don't know, New York. But that's it, y'all. I hope everybody enjoys a Friday night. Go have fun. Go do something fabulous. We'll be on James's channel, I think, on
Sunday. Yep, Sunday for Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yay.
Right.
Why is it still on? Like, when is the finale?
In 2 weeks. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Y'all don't understand. He knows my face. I'm smiling, but he know that irritated the hell out of me. But they do that. They
do that. They absolutely do. I'm telling you, I had to do it. I'm sorry, because I feel like it's some bullshit for to happen, and I feel like he gonna sneak in Love and Marriage Detroit, and I ain't got time.
Set up by Todd, because the season that Todd met Candy, he was a producer alongside Carlos.
All I know is I'm dropping Love and Marriage Detroit. I'm not doing it. Do not ask me. I'm not doing Love and Marriage Detroit. I hope not. I hope not. Because listen, they all annoy me. Everybody. I do not have time. I don't care about Anthony. I don't care about Dr. Minnie Mouse. I don't care about Christina. I don't care about Kobe. I don't care about Bravo and Lakeitha. They can keep all that.
You know, I will say this before ending. If anybody gave me the opportunity as a producer with a name, some relevance, and experience to document a show that is based in my hometown, shout out to Oakland, by the way, shout out to the town, but I would never do this shit. Shame on you, Carlos. This is how you rep your own city. Okay, Carlos.
Okay.
But we'll be there to talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. Well, James will talk about it. I'm probably just gonna talk shit.
I hope the episode's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna cuss everybody out if it's not on my channel. And y'all know,
$47 on a candle from Destiny.
Hell, Destiny could even get $10 from me. So I'm sorry. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Her and her storage unit with her crock pots and everything can go to hell.
Y'all, the Love and Marriage Huntsville, the lives are always fun though. The shows sucks, but the lives, not just on
we have a great,
but everyone's lives are better than anything the episode could give. Carlos should stick to reality with the game.
We need a residual check for this, Carlos, because you know you the reason us YouTubers are the reason why this show is still going on. Because now everyone wants to see what happens. Ain't nobody watching that shit.
You know, that's true when you do it. A lot of people say did not watch, just here for the
just here for my live. Yeah, everyone says that. Carlos know the YouTubers is what's keeping Love and Marriage Huntsville alive.
Not you, not your ideas, and not the staff of people you hire who are just like you, meaning that it's similar ideas. That's why diversity is good, Carlos. Just saying.
Yes, exactly.
But that's it for today. I appreciate everybody who was here. Merry Christmas, niggas. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Please stay warm. There's a polar something going on throughout all of the US. I don't know what the fuck it is, but we're cold as hell out here, and I'm gonna go raise my PG&E bill with the heater. But love and light to everybody. I hope you check out the link in the description. Subscribe to James's channel. He will be live on Sunday. I'll be back live on Monday. And we'll see y'all next time. Adios.